Good morning, warriors. How are we doing today? Today is February 11th, 2022, and hope you guys are doing well and hope things are going well. And this is a beautiful morning. We are getting a little warmer, which is always a good thing. It's not too cold, and especially taking my cold showers, it wasn't that bad this morning. So it's not like ice cubes falling on you, and it's like 10 below zero outside. So kind of cool. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well, and thank you. Please go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, donate. I don't always get a chance because I'm rushing around trying to put the donation on there, but you should be able to find that in many different places on several different videos we've had. I'll try to continue putting it on there. I don't always get a chance to put it on there. I'm trying to kind of get our message out to make sure that it's current every morning. So today, guys, we're going to talk about trying to kind of look at why we're on our journey and why this is really important for us to kind of continue doing, especially for those who are struggling and not kind of knowing why they're continuing with this, why they don't just give up. They don't feel like they're in control of themselves, or they can't really kind of stop what they're doing. And we're going to kind of talk about this a little bit. So as you look at things, we're all brought up in a certain way. We all have influences around us when we're born. You can't really control those type of things. And I don't really believe, in my opinion, that God really expects people to. I mean, they're put in some situations. And so, if they don't believe in a God when they're brought into the world and they see and they're not really reinforced with that, well, I don't think God holds that against them until he's ready to reveal himself to them. And that may be a little different type of situation. I'm not certainly going to judge anybody. But the idea that you're in a culture that you may not see the actual truth. And like I said, we're living in this type of blue matrix, I call it, from the movie, that people don't really see what's really happening to them. And they see everything we've been told, and because of human nature like it is, we tend to believe the authority figures because that's how we're brought up. We're almost kind of brainwashed into believing all the authority figures that we see. And so we end up going ahead and being, kind of subservient in some regards over the years. And we believe everything we've been told. And so therefore, the whole idea of marriage, the whole idea of, sleeping around, all these things have been promulgated over time, over the last number of years, to become something that somehow is a status symbol or something that's really very important. But realizing that the whole history of the world has not been like that. Unless you got dynasties you're talking about that fall apart. Then all of a sudden you end up destroying yourselves from within, from lack of moral judgment, lack of control, and really it comes back to controlling yourself. You'll always notice that in these type of breakdowns, whether it's Roman Empire, Babylon, Incas, Mayas, whatever it might be, English, after a number of years, people forget about the foundational type of laws and rules that they worked for so hard. And we call them the 10 Commandments or whatever you want to make, different sets of things you want to talk about. People forget at those things. Now, we're in a stage in our society where you've seen a lot of different types of things out there. People standing up and saying things and saying, okay, we're not going to put up with this any longer. We have a lot of these situations going on today in the world. Now, that again is a matter of saying, no, I'm not going to listen to the authority, whoever that is, and I'm going to do what I feel is right. Now, not all countries have that, and they have to fight for that. We fought for that independence many, many years ago, but as time goes on, it's easy to fall into complacency and get people to take that away from us, which is why we continue fighting to this day about those type of ideas and the choice, being able to choose. Now, with that choice comes the idea then of which choice you're going to take. So you see lots of things going on now in different places, United States, Canada. You see what's happening over there. All these things are happening. I think France, Ireland, parts of the United States. People are basically choosing to go one road or the other. Now, our journey is on a specific type of thing, but it's no different than the other journeys that people are taking. And you have a crossroads, and now you have to choose. So the choice of the crossroads, when you're at that crossroad, is all the difference in the world. And so for many, many years, I tried to play the middle part and maybe middle road and say, okay, I'm going to go to this way. I'm not going to go that way. And I thought, well, I could always come back. And so I realized that did not work. That's not the way to do things. And all it did was kind of made me more weary, tired, loss of energy. You have to either commit or not commit to it. And at some point when you are ready as a person to commit, God will give you that courage, will help you push your way to be able to take that path and not come back. And that's kind of where I'm now moving. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm ever going to not fail and fall once in a while. It may still happen. But 600 and some days and 140 some days or so with monk mode, I'm now moving in a comfortable position. Now, unfortunately, comfortability is not all that good either, because like you said, you get into a complacency. And I think we've seen that in our world and seen that in different types of things. So as you look at this crossroads you're looking at, you have to kind of make a choice. But don't choose because other people are telling you to choose one way or the other. Now, for that 1% that we're talking to, you guys know the great benefits of choosing the right path. But for those who are newer, who are just kind of learning about all this, as I did, the key is to be able to say, as a person, what is our intention as a person? And if you realize our intention is to one of our intentions is to procreate and have children, keep the generations, legacies going. But beyond that, our purpose is to use that energy we have to help the department, to help people, to help the countries, to help the world any way we can. Because once we are gone, someone else will take our position and move on. But to do that, you have to be at full strength. So all these types of pleasures that we see that drain you as a person are things you should avoid. Now, people would say, well, Vigor Warriors 2, you're spoiling all the fun. We can't have fun. Well, fun really comes from being, in my opinion now, after all these years, is the peacefulness to know and the happiness within inside yourself. The fun does not necessarily come from pushing the limits on God and pushing yourself to the point where, okay, I'm going to get tempted or not tempted. I always thought that's how you make life exciting. Well, I realize that's not how you make life exciting. It may appear to be exciting because now you're risking things and you're on that thing, but all you're doing is pushing against God. You're pushing against your Creator. And what you need to do is kind of get within your Creator's purpose to understand what's really important. So this crossroads you're talking about, we all face that. No matter what I say in this episode, no matter what other people tell you, each one of us at some point will face several crossroads. So you got the crossroads, you can go one of two ways. How you make that choice is important. That's why, as I look at things, it's very important for me to know as much as I can about God, the Bible. It's important to me to know as much as I know about people and the history of the world, so that at different times I can make those type of choices. I finally hit that crossroads about 600 days ago, and I had to make the choice of saying, this is it. You may, because of your health situation at the time, which is now completely gone, by the way, I had to choose one or the other. And I said, you have to give up something in your life that I had thought was pleasurable, to be able to be healthy and gain all these other benefits. And so it was a tough decision. I think it's a tough decision for all of us. If this would be easy, my friends, my fellow warriors, if this would be easy, we would all do it very easily. But this is a hard choice, especially if you've been indoctrinated over the years in your environment and everything that this is the way to be. Go out and drink and chase women, chase men, go out and gamble, go out and overeat, all these type of things. Just because you can do it, go do it. But when you really look at the situation, you're making a choice to put yourself further and further into a box, into a cage. And you can't get out of that cage because you become addicted. And this happens a lot in a lot of things we do, whether it's gambling, drugs, sex, whatever it might be, imaging, pornography, whatever it might want to call it. Okay? Those type of things are things we have to be careful of. Now, how you do that? Well, you stay on the straight and narrow. You know what your beliefs in, especially if you believe in God, and you know what those rules are. And you try to check yourself. I always go back to the story of Benjamin Franklin. He tried to be the best person he could be. He wrote out every day a list of his biggest 10 faults. He changed those as time went on when he was able to accomplish one, but others seep back in his life. And he had a lot of them, as we all do. But you continue to try to strive and be better and better each day. And that, my friends, is the whole key. So when you're at that crossroads of choice, you're going to choose to become the best person you can become. Does that mean you have to leave your old life away and give it away? Yes. Leave it behind. You now have to choose to go ahead and say, I want these benefits. I know these benefits are better for me in the long run. And I will still get a lot of pleasure and satisfaction from people if I do those, while not losing any of my energy and being able to go ahead and be strong. And so you will become a man or woman when you understand how to control yourself. As really Kipling said in his poem, and I should get that. I'll get that maybe for the weekend, and I'll do one on the weekend. But the idea is that if you could take success and failure and look at that as the same coin and not be affected either way, then you become a man, young man. My son, you become a man. And it obviously applies to women as well. The idea that you have to learn how to control you is the key. And you start by controlling yourself with retention. And you start by doing this by making a pledge that I'm going to take the right road and not keep going down the wrong road. All right, my friends, I've got to run some errands. Have a great day. Today, again, is February 11th, 2022. Hope it's a great day. I will try to do one on the weekend. And if not, I will talk with you on Monday morning. God bless everyone, and battle on, warriors, until the end. Never give up. Never give up.